Hello, everybody, and welcome to episode 43 of Putting Out the Trash. We're gonna be another classic episode. Oh, shit, I'm not wearing gloves. Did I forget the gloves? Ooh, I really don't want to touch garbage with my own hands, but, too late now. I'm outside. I'm just gonna have to do what my birth parents always told me to do. Oh, that's disgusting. It's probably worse because you're on the go inside. Okay, so we are back, and I have gloves on now. So let's do this. It is actually really hot today. So yeah, I'm kind of sweaty already. Uh, Not a great sign. Shit, the pupper needs to eat. They have two dogs. We had two dogs once, but we gave one away. We didn't always have Milo, but we had I think we had one dog before Milo, but okay, so I wanted a pet. Most kids want pets. And so I said, hey mom, can I get a pet? Can I get a pet? And they said yes. And then after we got the pet, I did not take responsibility for it. Like any good kid. So anyway, after we got Milo, we got another dog. I don't remember what its name was. But I remember that Milo came first, and then this other dog came second. So yeah, and him and Milo didn't really agree with each other. To be honest, this happened a while ago, and I don't have the best memory. So yeah, I'm just telling you what I can hopefully piece together from my rotten old memory. So yeah, don't take anything I say as fact. But what I remember was that we got a second dog after Milo. They didn't play well, and my brother, my older brother, is the person who actually took care of the dogs. He was responsible for them, and he did stuff for them, and I think he suddenly had to take care of two dogs and not just one dog. So yeah, that caused a lot of unnecessary stress on his part, and eventually eventually mom gave away the new dog because it was too much trouble. They were both boys. I think the issue was that the new dog was, I don't know what the term is. I don't know if it's more aggressive, because as far as I remember, the new dog wasn't that aggressive. But she always did this thing to Milo where she would I don't know, hump him maybe. Milo would be on all fours. He should be on all fours. And basically, when that happened, the new dog, he would, go next to Milo's side, and he would basically just press his underside against Milo's midsection, and yeah, it's kind of like what you see when a dog humps a toy. except the toy was Milo. They were both men, so I don't really know what that means in this context, but yeah. We got rid of the dog eventually, though. But I had a lot of old memories of Milo. Yeah. I remember how he used to be in a cage, and how we would put like a blanket over his cage to let him know, hey Milo, it's time to go to bed. But nowadays, I think he sleeps in Nick's room, or at least, generally near his room. So yeah. I think Nick really likes the dog. Like, he's not like overly affectionate towards it, but they clearly he clearly cares about him a lot. She takes care of him the most. I don't even really remember if Nick wanted one too. Although I'm pretty sure he didn't. He just ended up taking care of him. To this day, Nick still uses that identity. Like, every time I say, oh, puppy, let me have a hug, he's always like, why? You didn't take care of him. I mean, you don't take care of him. And then I have to say something like, well, I don't have to take care of him to love him. Which is true. You can't control my emotions. But yeah. I'm not gonna try to. I think the mic is still on. Have to make sure of that. Okay, but yeah. That's the deal with Milo. Did I ever tell you I had a puppy? Wait, have I told you this whole story without the context that I have a dog? Shit. I hope I didn't, because that possibly means that you were kind of confused at the beginning. Yeah, I just thought it was like common knowledge. But other than that, summer break is still happening, and it's going well. Today is Father's Day, as you probably know. Me and my mom, and obviously my dad, and like my brothers. I have 4 brothers, and only one didn't show up. So yeah, he has his own kid, so I don't know, maybe they were doing Father's Day for him. But yeah. We went to a restaurant, I can't really remember the name, it was like BJ, yeah, that was the name. I had a rare pizza, and it was good. But what else do we have to say over here? I mean, honestly, I don't have much to say. Like, it's the weekend, not the weekend. I mean, it is. If I was still in school, this would still be the weekend. But like, right now, it's really just like I'm on break. So, that's totally different. But anyway, so yeah, because of break, I don't really have much to say about my life. I don't have much to vent about. I just think there's a couple things I can talk about right now. What to talk about? Okay, here's something. I don't know if it is appropriate, but here we go. Okay. So, uh, once upon a time in high school, maybe like last year or the year before that, I was apparently a mad little boy. Like, I was apparently just mad at a bunch of stuff and like very sarcastic. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm hearing these from my mother, and she heard them from my teachers. So they're not a reliable source at all. I'm pretty much sure it's bullshit. Because I don't remember that. And even if it did happen, like, nobody thinks that they are irrationally angry. Like, I bet that whatever I did that seemed to be like random anger, I did for a reason. Because I am a very reactionated hater. I only I am only like mad when somebody makes me mad. Yeah, I don't have like bipolar condition or like depression where like nothing has to cause it. I am like, I get mad when something like happens that I don't like, you know? Like, if I'm doing something I enjoy and somebody forcing me out of it, I'm not very happy in that moment. Or if I'm doing like what I feel like is a ton of work, I'm not gonna be particularly happy at that teacher. I mean, that's how it should be for like everybody, you know. The hatred should be like, your hatred should feel like it has like a source. Yeah, the hatred should feel like it has an identifiable source. You know what I mean? So yeah, I'm pretty sure that if this did happen, it would probably just the fact that I had like a couple very stressful days, or like a teacher did something I couldn't let go of. Okay, maybe I held on to a grudge too hard. I do remember in middle school, I had an art class, and I put in that art class. We had to like make a pinata, like at birthday party where you whack it and candy comes out. I had to make one of those for my art class. And I had this idea where I was going to make the devil. Like I was gonna make the panada. I was gonna use paper and the thin paper that you can easily like manipulate. And I was gonna use it, and I was gonna make a panada that kind of looked like the devil with like red and black fur. And I remember it, and as a teenager or like maybe a younger teenager, I thought that I had artistic vision. Like I knew what was good for the art, and I had a concrete idea of what I wanted with it. And the teacher, like, she had no problems with the concept. At least that I know of. Because you have to remember, she was dealing with, like, a lot of kids. Because for some reason, art seems to be one of those periods where they just push a whole bunch of kids into it. It's like PE. I'm pretty sure we had over 20 people in my PE class. I'm pretty sure there was actually like 50 kids in my PE class. So yeah, you have to know that like art and PE, they always seem to be like really filled with like a lot of people. So it's not like the art teacher to just like chat everybody and like their personal comments to everybody. But she did say that we had to like, okay, I have to explain something else here. But when you're working with like that kind of like thin paper that's very thin and like easily foldable, there are different ways you can utilize it. There's different ways you can like bend the paper to make different like textures. And one of the outlines the teacher gave for the pinatas is that we had to have a certain number of like textures, or like we had to use one, at least like one of every texture. And I get why you did it. You were trying to teach us like a whole bunch of different things in a practical way. But I didn't like that because like, I thought, well, the way I have it now looks good. Let me just keep doing this and it will keep looking good. Like, I thought that I knew what was best for like the art, and then the teacher just wasn't like understanding of that. I don't actually remember if I talked to her about this. I'm pretty sure I didn't. I just like made everything like very passive aggressive. And to be honest, yeah, no, that's my fault. That was like a mistake. It was just an art project, but like I guess I felt personally attached to this one because of like the idea and the fact that I was actually happy with how it looked. But yeah, after that, I'm pretty sure this was like the initial one. You know, this was the starting event. Because I can't really remember a ton from that class, except for this memory and one other. So yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the inciting incident. But you know, after that, you know, I just wasn't being very nice to her as a teacher, which sucks because I think like the first couple months I maintained a like mostly positive relationship until like I don't know, I would be a little jerk. And yeah, I'm gonna accept that because like, I remember one time where I was like the teacher, my art teacher said, "Hey Matthew, nice nice shirt or like nice hoodie or whatever." And I said, "Actually, it's a sweatshirt." And I said that in like a tone. I said that in a specific tone. And you know, I didn't need to say that. I guess in my mind, I just wanted to contradict her for once. And honestly, you know, that was a petty shot that really meant nothing. So yeah, no. I can accept that during that time, yeah, no, I was being like angsty and like unnecessarily like passive aggressive, and I can accept that. But like in high school, I don't think I was that bad. I don't. Um, what can I say here? Okay, I said that I had two memories from my middle school art class, and that panada was the first one. The second was about soap carving. If you don't know, using a knife, you can like cut soap like into like different ways. And like I thought that was like I don't really know how I felt, but I'm pretty sure I thought it was pretty cool. And I decided to make a fish. And I think I did. I think we had to use like plastic knives because I don't think I was that happy about it, and I do not think I remember being given like one of those Exacto knives. So I'm pretty sure I had to make do with like a dumb plastic one. But yeah, I remember near the end of it, I was like, oh, I don't like this. This doesn't look good. I'm not even happy with it. So I'm pretty sure I just like kind of like fell into this thing where like, how did I turn it in? You know? Um, yeah. Eventually, I was like too much in that class, and like eventually, I was forced to like, uh, I was told that I couldn't take it anymore, and that I would have to go to a class called social communications in middle school. And you probably heard that name before. And this is the reason why I even go to social communications. Because in middle school, I was a bit of a dick, and so they put me in social communications to learn how to better communicate. And then, for some reason, they gave it to me in high school, they automatically, because I do not remember picking it. And then after that, I think I took it on my own accord. So yeah, that's how I got into social communications, how I was being a bit mean in art. And I also said some stuff about my dog. I think that was toward the beginning, but it still counts. So yeah, I hope this was a nice blast to the past you never saw. I wonder what it would have been like if I made like if I had made these videos back then. I'm sure what would have happened is that it would the good guys, because humans are great at that, right? They're great at making things seem just a bit different enough to where they look good. Humans are great at that. And I am great at outros. Bye!